Alright, it's time for take 2 of this video. Take 1 was 2 weeks ago when I came to this spot at the same time, pulled out my camera and realized I didn't have an SD card in it. Anyways, today is Wednesday, May 28th. It's 11:07 a.m. and the temperature is about 16 degrees Celsius. And I'm here on Front Street West in front of the busiest transportation hub in all of the land, that is Union Station. That opened back in 1927, and construction began in 1914. And it's still kind of under construction. There's a very large-scale renovation that seems to be never ending in progress. As we walk into the Great Hall, which features marble walls and this roughly 88-foot tall ceiling. And from Union Station, you could catch a Via train and make your way to Windsor, Montreal, or Ottawa. There's the Up Express, which will take you to Pearson Airport with a few stops on the way. Just west of here, over in the Skywalk. And there's a subway station serving Line 1, as well as a few different streetcar routes down below. And that's how I got here. But today I'll be going on the commuter rail system, the GO train. And given that it's 11:09, it's probably time to start heading over towards the platform. I'll be taking the 11:17 train from Union to Port Credit in Mississauga. That's the Lakeshore West line, with frequency every 30 minutes or so. And those cookies smell good. There's also a connected bus terminal just across the street over at CIBC Square. And one thing that's really confusing about Union Station, if you're new here, is the wayfinding. I think there's about 10 different wayfinding systems in place. There's a TD Bank location. Entrance to the subway is over there, and there's often free giveaways over here. That looks like instant noodle cups they're handing out. There's a few different food courts in Union as well. And the GO system features 7 commuter rail lines connecting 71 stations, with about 532 total kilometers length of track. There's the newer, more bougie food area. And daily ridership on the GO, it's about 300,000 people on weekdays. Annual ridership around 72 million. And there are plans, to greatly expand the service and increase the frequency. There's been some excellent videos online about that. And you could access the platforms from the Bay Street side or to the west over on the York Street side. Lakeshore West, 1117, platforms 5 and 6. There's the way up to 10 and 11. I'm just going to make a quick trip to the men's room, just because I'm going to be going on a bit of a train ride. And we'll head up and find a seat on the train. Oops. Gotta tap in and then you tap out when you get to your destination. I think it's about $6 via Presto.
Well, I switched my shift.
Good.
Got these neat double-decker coach bus or coach trains. Let's try to get on the next train. I think doors are about to close. Gonna try to mount my action camera here quickly. We are in a quiet zone.
Exclamation over your next station stop. Just remind all off-branch passengers. The phone coach is 1 on the west side. 4027-4152, 2069-2440-24, 0124-21 and 353. If you locate this coach, just leave off the train in the opposite direction. The train is not traveling. Until you get to coach 4532, please locate 7 train to exit. Along branch go. National Accessibility Week, where we recognize and celebrate the contributions of Canadians with disabilities to promote accessibility. Join us lead on Wednesday, June 11th for Metrolinx Annual Virtual Accessibility Public Meeting. We'll share updates on our recent progress and upcoming initiatives to improve accessibility for all. Register now at www.metrolinx.com/accessibility.
All right, hopefully the glare isn't too bad. So this trip should take about 30 minutes or so. Then once I get to Port Credit, I'll be live streaming. So I'll probably be quiet. We are in a quiet zone, although there's no one really around me. There's the CN Tower. So what I'll probably do is switch over to that camera for most of the ride, and we'll do it ASMR style. And this is a view out of the south side of the train. So this first stop is Exhibition, and this is undergoing a major renovation as it's being expanded to serve as the western terminus of the Ontario line. It serves Exhibition Place, the former Ontario Place, as well as Liberty Village.
station stop. Once again, for all non-branch passengers, the phone coach is will not open on the west side. 4027 452 2069 2440 2401 2421 and 353. If you're located in this coach, please walk the train in the opposite direction. Train's now traveling. I want you to get a coach 4532 with the sloping service train to exit along West Go.
Just kind of
La porte est là, le jour doit être enclenché que lorsque les services municipaux, les services de sécurité, la police ou les pompiers s'avèrent nécessaires. Pour les obstacles discrètes, vous pouvez également texter le moelle 7 7 777. Dans l'abus est possible d'amende.
This is Mimico, the second last Toronto stop. We're on the west end of the city and Etobicoke. So up next is Long Branch. Then after Long Branch will be our destination near a spot where I grew up, and that's Port Credit. Oh, I didn't notice the quiet zone actually is not applicable now. It runs from 6 to 10 and then 1500 through 1900.
Passengers as long post ship running open from the west end. 4027-4152-2069, 2440-2401, 2421, and 353. If you're located in these coaches, please go off the train in the opposite direction the train is now traveling. Until we get to coach 4532, which is located center train to Wednesday to Long Branch go. Should you miss a stop on Long Branch, make your way into the next stop, exit, and back to Long Branch again.
importante pour transformer votre garde. Veuillez faire preuve de prudence lorsque vous sortez du train et restez attentif à votre environnement.
We are pulling into Long Branch, undergoing a fair bit of construction, especially along this end of the platform. And we're right at the border of Mississauga and Toronto. There's some people down there waiting to head towards downtown. And I'll be packing up and getting off at the next stop. East end of the platform will be closed for construction. And holy crap, somebody got on.
Go ahead, those are closed.
I think the vast majority of people on this train would have got on at Union, as GO Train uses a hub and spoke model, with Union being the hub. So it's not very good for getting from suburb to suburb, but it is if you're going straight to the core. There's an extensive GO bus network to take care of those other connections, but you'll often get caught up in traffic congestion, particularly around the rush hours, so it's far from ideal. And over on this side we have the Toronto Golf Club. And on the other side of Dixie Road will be Lakeview Golf Club, which once hosted a Canadian Open. It also once hosted a spectacular birdie by yours truly. There's Dixie. I flubbed my tee shot on a par 3. Went about 20 yards in front of me, and then I pulled out a wedge and knocked it into the cup. I think it goes down as the single greatest moment in sporting history. Well, apparently we are here. We already passed Mentor College, so we're definitely pulling into Port Credit. I'm going to turn this camera off. Get this mount off. There's here Ontario, which will soon eventually be home to an LRT. I think I've got everything. Always check your seat before you leave. And we have made it. As it is raining very lightly. I'm planning on doing a live stream. Good thing I brought the umbrella with me. And they do have a raised accessibility platform in the middle of the train. Not sure why it's not pulling away. I certainly didn't have to race down the stairs at this station. The next stop after this is Clarkson. And a few years ago I took the GO train up to Clarkson and then did a live stream walking west. And it looks like there's an inbound train heading to downtown rolling in. There is an at-grade crossing straight ahead, so it's possible the train is just syncing with the other train. So the barriers only have to go down once. That's just purely speculation on my part, but we'll watch this train roll in.
Mama said your time is over.
There used to be a ticket booth in there, and you'd line up and tell them where you were going and bought your ticket. Well, I guess with the advent of Presto, those days are no more. All right, I think we're going to conclude this one. I hope you enjoyed this ride on the GO train. You could catch a Mississauga My Way bus in this bus terminal. But hopefully the LRT will open soon, connected to the station. Do let me know your thoughts and comments down below if you wish to support what I do. There's links to my Patreon and YouTube channel membership down in the description. I've got an Instagram account at Johnny Strides, and there is a super thanks button appearing down below if you wish to say thanks that way. From here in beautiful Port Credit, Mississauga. All right, thank you so much for watching. Yoink.